What were you trying to write here? Do you remember?
I didn't like this.
You didn't write this?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. That's your handwriting.
No, I did.
Did you already start your English lessons? Or you probably start?
I don't even know.
At your school, you have to
this
start
way.
taking English classes. Okay, look here. So I saw a video for your mom about you. You were crying. What happened on Roblox? I need you to pay attention. So are you paying attention? Yeah, because this is important for you too. Okay.
Roblox.
Mm-hmm.
So I met these people on TTT3,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were talking to me, and then we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then because on YouTube I usually see these like Roblox stories, and I wanted to like do something like that.
Like the Roblox stories you watch on YouTube.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't came out as planned.
Mm-hmm. What was your plan with the Roblox story? You just wanted to talk to people and make a Roblox story.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this one of the Roblox friends. She had another friend, which was the other guy's stepsister,
Mm-hmm.
and she was really mean to me.
How was she meant to you?
She called me the B word.
Okay. And what else did she say? She called you the N-word too?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Yeah, so you on your mom's video, I think, yeah. She also said the N-word. Do you know what the N-word means? When you watch Roblox story, they also use B words, right? Yeah. Do you watch Roblox story too? Sometimes?
I used to watch Roblox stories, but now I don't.
Yeah. And when you used to watch it, do you remember what Daddy used to tell you about watching those kind of Roblox story?
She don't watch them.
So when you say this word is not good, what does that mean? It's a bad word. And then the other word that came was the N-word, right? You know what the N-word means?
Like racist?
You know what N-word spelled out is? No?
I just know it starts with an N.
You just know it starts with an N, but you know it's a bad word? Okay. And then what else? What about, did she also call you black? Right? Is black a bad word? No? Is black a bad word? Okay, so yeah, and this is the three stuff that I saw also on your mom's video. You're crying about, being mean. And so they called you the African B word, and they called you the N word, and they called you the black word. When you talked to your mommy, you talked about you wished that girl could go to hell, right? That's what you wished, right? Yeah, you wish she could go to hell. And do you know why you don't use the F word or the B word? Or do you know why you don't use that?
Because it's bad.
Because it's bad? Is it just do you think you'll not use it?
You can use it when you're older, but you can't use it when you're young.
Cool. So, and that's when you're under my hat, there are certain words, depending on the situation, how you feel. Yeah, you cannot use, like you say, you cannot use these words right now, but you're exposed to it. But of course, these words, you hear them every time. Not even on TV, you hear them even from other kids, other stuff. But for you guys at this age, you're just not allowed to use them. You can hear them, but you have to learn that, yeah, every time, everything has its time. Do you understand? And when I say cheese boy, do you know what I mean? Let's tell me, do you know what I mean by cheese boy?
Yeah, you always call him. Yeah, you always call him that.
And do you know why I call Chris cheese boy? Last week you asked me, you also told me not to call him that, right? I can call him C, or what else did you guys say I should call him?
Just Chris.
Just Chris. And when I told you that, what did I say? When you said like, oh, I should maybe, if I call him cheese boy, it hurts his feelings, that I should call him like just C. Then what did I tell you? Do you remember when I gave you a high five?
on the call.
And I told you that was, good because you're not supposed to call people derogatory words, right? But now, so remember this. So, and this is just because of when you're crying, when you're crying on your mom's video and, you were called N-word, you're called black, and you're also asking like, oh, why do people, hate black people? Do you remember you asked your mom that? And you also remember why you say, why do black people always say hello to each other? Like, why do I say hello? Like, do you remember asking me that? Yeah. So first, I'm going to answer your question about why I call Cheese Boy. So first, number one thing I want you guys to understand, life is a journey. So it's a journey. You're moving from here, you want to go to, let's say, Korea or Kenya. It's a journey. You have to leave America and, you take a plane. How do we draw a plane? Does that look like a good plane? I don't know. Do you know how to draw a plane? Draw a plane for me. Draw a quick plane. So this is dad and this is mom, okay? And daddy and mommy are two different people, right? But the more people we have that love you, love. Do you remember when I asked you why you tell Cheese Boy's daughter that you love her? Do you remember what you told me?
Yeah, because I also say it to my best friend. I don't mean it like I actually love them. I'm just saying because they're my friend.
I know, yeah, and I understand that, and that, that's why I said that was good, from you. Yes, you're happy for them, cool, and I agree, and I also do that all the time. And even when the other day, you remember Thanksgiving when I have dolls who are my friend, and you remember one was holding me like this. What did you say? What did you tell me?
So remember you have a girlfriend.
Yeah, you told me, Daddy, remember you have a girlfriend. But before that, what did you ask me? You're like, are you kissing girls? Do you remember that? Yeah, you're calling me out. No, you're not there. So you was there? Yeah, so you came and like, Daddy, are you kissing girls? I'm like, no. Like, remember you having, like, why is she holding you like that? So when you have friends sometimes, there are different relationship of friendship, okay? So all friends does not mean you get intimate with your friends. And that's okay. You can use, I love you, like you say, just because you want good for them. And that's, what you want for them, okay? And so those are okay. But also there's the other side of this word. So like the love word, when you tell your mommy, I love you, what do you mean?
Like actual love.
You actually love her because she's your mommy, yeah. Yes, cool. So I want you guys, you really have to learn about certain words. The B word, the N word, the black word, or the love word. Yeah. So these words, they are strong words, okay? And so like you say, you have to remember the context in which you use these words because they're very strong. And this love word will stay with you for a very long time in your journey, okay? And that's why I was a little concerned, and that's why I asked you, why do you use that word? And your explanation gave me the answer that I wanted, okay? Because that realizes that you know what you're using. When you cry and shed tears on stuff like N-word, black, or being called the African B word, and so for you, you think this is racism, right? Do you know what racism is? To be racist? Do you understand what being racist is? If somebody say you're racist or racism, because that's what the video on your mom is like. You are experiencing racism, and you're also asking, why do people hate black people? But so I'm gonna come to that. But first, I've told you this, and I want to say it again. The reason why I call Cheese Boy and I call her daughter the 13-year-old is because of one thing.
I don't think she's not 13.
What?
I don't think she's 13.
How old is she?
Like 15.
15. She's even older, so the 15-year-old, yeah. So remember, girls, the more people you have that love you, the better. Do you understand that? If you have the whole world loving you, is that good? It's good. So the more people that you have that love you, the better. And now that even daddy and mommy are divorced, people can come into your life to give you love. That's better. Do you understand? But as you grow, because now you're 10 and you're 8, as you grow, you're going to change. Your view on how you view things is going to change. But what mommy and daddy does, you know what a seed is, right? A seed. Seed is very small, right? And then what comes out of a seed? If you put the seed on the ground, what comes out of the seed?
Roots
It
and
starts to sprout.
Okay. So it grows roots and then it starts to sprout, right? And then it's going to have leaves and it's going to have many branches. Okay. So to quickly answer this question, the reason why I call Cheese Boy, who is Cheese Boy? Mommy's what?
Girlfriend.
Mommy's boyfriend, sorry, right? Cheese Boy started dating your mom. Cheese Boy was talking to me directly about stuff like I should buy you clothes or I should remember. He was telling me stuff about, and this is on comment section on your mom's channel or on my channel. He comes to the comment section and is like, oh, you know, kids, you guys grow fast, so you need new clothes. You need this and that. So Cheese Boy is teaching me or telling me what you guys need. But what Cheese Boy does not know, so when people come like that to your life, remember at the pool the other day, and I'm saying these examples that way you understand. At the pool the other day when we went to the pool and that boy, you remember the girl that you made friends with? And the brother, what was the brother doing?
He was swearing to me and Zola and Yuri.
Good. And then what did you do?
So when you came back from riding, we told you.
But yeah, you called him a what?
A jerk.
A jerk. Good. So that's the same way Cheese Boy, when Cheese Boy started dating your mom, he thought, you know, he can get in your dad and mom's business or what I should do or what I should not do. So to daddy, Cheese Boy is a jerk. And Cheese Boy, 15-year-old, made a video about daddy. Do you remember that video? So to daddy, Cheese Boy's daughter, the 15-year-old, is also a jerk. The same way you see when that boy was chasing you guys around and saying bad stuff, and you called him a jerk. And when daddy came, what did daddy do?
We told him to not say that word.
And then what did I tell him to do? To leave you guys alone or, you know, and rip his face apart, right? It's the same thing when, you know, you're saying go to hell. So those kind of feelings are okay. And that is not, I hear people telling you, that is not defending yourself. You're not here to defend yourself against anybody. You don't defend yourself. You be who you are. You are Yuri, you're Desomi. Is that right? You're Yuri, you're Desomi? No? See, somebody's not paying. You're not paying attention, but you're Desomi and you're Yuri. And that's what you'll always be. And as you grow up, Yuri and Desomi, you'll change into what you want. Okay? If somebody does things, sometimes they might be a jerk. And so that's why this guy will forever be a cheese boy. So in life, there's something we call, Desomi, I need you to pay attention here, baby. That way we can finish it. We have harmony. Do you know what harmony means?
Harmony? I can tell you.
No, in English.
Like peace?
Peace, good. So there's harmony, which means peace. And then there's disharmony, which means?
Opposite?
Opposite of peace. Are you paying attention? So not peaceful. And then there's repair. Do you know what to repair is?
Like
To make well. If mommy and daddy had struggle, nobody can come between mommy and daddy and tell them like, hey, this is how you need to do your stuff, or this is how I can do it. And so if Cheese Boy thinks he can come in between to repair that, then I think he's a slave. Do you know what a slave means? A slave means somebody who does things for other people without thinking. You can go. Yeah, I got issues. This is how issues go. No slaves here.
This is public property right here, man.
Yeah. Only parents can pick them suitcase.
Are cell phones the new weapons now? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
No, cell phone, no. Just get back to the house, man. We all got work to do.
Did you want me to say no slaves for your YouTube video again? No slaves?
I got it.
Thank you,
Put the
Cheese Boy.
phone down. I have the phone. Put the phone down.
so immature.
I know, right?
Hey, put the phone down. I have the phone.
Yeah, the slave got the phone. Just leave it down. He'll give you the video later.
At least we know where he is emotionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no emotion. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Tell the whole world exactly where you are, man.
Yeah. Like if you tell your sister, hey, go do this for me, because maybe your sister loves you or maybe your sister gets something from you, she just does it without thinking of, oh, Is it really the right thing to say? So Cheese Boy is a slave, and I also call him a slave sometimes. His relationship should be between him and your mom. And that also applies to daddy. When daddy start having girlfriend or wife, my girlfriend or my wife cannot get or tell your mom what to do with you guys. Do you understand? It takes time. And you remember when I used to pick you up at your house, when we do the door banging, and you talk on the doorbell like, get out of this property and stuff. Do you remember that? Yeah. So those kind of stuff, he's not supposed to do any of those kind of stuff. He's supposed to think about how he wants to take care of his kids or how he wants to make your mommy happy. That's what his place should end. But when it comes to you and me and your mom, he's got no place. He's got no business to do anything. Do you understand? But when he gets involved like that, so that's what makes him a cheese boy, that's what makes him a jerk, and that's what makes him a slave. There's hope. If that repair happens, then I'll not maybe call him cheese boy or call him a slave. And do you remember, he's not allowed to even pick your suitcases. Do you know what happens in the morning? Every time when you try to come pick your suitcase, do you see him pick it up? No, because your mom has to come out and pick it up. So that repair has to happen. So did I answer your question why I call him cheese boy or sometimes call him slave? Does that make sense? Yes, it's because of his action. So if somebody was to make a video about your mommy, talking about how disgusting or how they hate your mommy, would you feel okay with that? If Bryce was telling everybody, oh, your daddy's a jerk, or your daddy, would you be happy with that? Or if Bryce was telling your friends like, oh, your mommy is a jerk, or your mommy, would you be happy with that? Yeah. So that 15-year-old is a jerk, just like his dad. Do you understand? So that's where daddy's coming from. Do you understand? So that's why they're cheese boy and 15-year-old and jerks. So that answered your question? Yes, thank you. And so on the harmony, disharmony, and repair. So there's peace, and this is life. Every time, even with you guys, you see, you play together, you hurt each other, you cry. If the Somi is unhappy, what do you say? Sorry. Or if you're unhappy, what does the Somi say? Sorry. So you're mostly happy. Oh, my sister, my best friend, Who's your best friend? Yuri. Yuri, who's your best friend? The Somi. So there's that harmony, You're happy, and then, you step on somebody's toe, there's disharmony, right? And then somebody is not feeling okay, and then you repair. When you say sorry, you repair that. Or when you talk about it, you feel better, right? So that is life. So that answers your first part of cheese boy. Make sense? Thank you. And now the second part. If somebody calls you N-word, and if somebody calls you black, do you think you're black? You think you're black? So you don't think you're black. So let me tell you, move closer here, and I need you to look. So what makes us, where's your mom from? Korea. Where's your dad from? Africa. Where in Africa? Kenya. When you hear N-word, N-word is only used with the history of this country. Which country do we live in?
We live in America.
In America, people who look like me and people who look like you, they are called blacks. Do you understand? And sometimes the bad word for that is the N-word. So when Cheese Boy, and on the video when they say, oh, if somebody calls you black, maybe they're unhappy, maybe their parents are worse, that is not true. When I call Cheese Boy, or I call him, a slave, it has nothing to do with my parents. It has nothing to do, like they were saying, oh, maybe those kids' parents, they are racist. That is not racism. Whatever you experience was a normal conflict of harmony, disharmony, and repair.
Yeah, but sometimes kids have sometimes they have a hard time in life, and then they be mean to others, or sometimes they just don't. Or sometimes sometimes they might be a jerk, and you don't have bad parents.
Yes, exactly.
I'm happy with their life.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I'm saying. So we cannot just put a blanket. Oh, Yuri called Bryce a jerk. Yuri is unhappy. Okay? Or maybe Yuri's parents are unhappy. Or, the Somi called, somebody a slave. Then the Somi has bad parents. That's not the blanket we're doing. Or, oh, they call you bad, so you're a good person, don't mind them, they're bad. No. Like you say, sometimes they're having a bad day, right? Sometimes their actual parents tell them to do that. You understand? Sometimes it's because of the action that somebody caused to do that. But that has nothing to do with you being good or bad. Do you understand? That is on them. And so what makes you is these things, Korea and Kenya. Do you understand? So that's what makes you guys. And so in that, we have something we call culture. Do you know what our culture is?
Yeah.
Do you know how you learn your culture? What are some of the ways we learn our culture?
Food.
So the food we eat,
Yeah,
the people we interact with, stuff like that. When your mom does like this, when your mom does, do you know what this means?
Well, this means heart.
Yeah,
in
heart.
Korea.
And so that's a Korean thing. So that's cultural. And the food, when you eat, what kind of cultural food you eat? So food, the lifestyle, the way, the language,
And
dance, music. So that's what makes us as a people. But you guys are gifted because you have Korea and Kenya. America is just a place you're born, but this is also your home. But you're culturally on Kenya and Korea. Okay? The people who are born here, like Cheese Boy, and because that's their experience, they're going to relate with the N word. Do you understand? N word is important to them. N word to you means nothing. And they're also going to relate with being black. You're not black. You're African and Korean. And sometimes I hear they call you Blasian. You're not Blasian. You're culturally African or Korean, or you're Yuri and Dasami. Okay?
Well, why do people call other people black when they're brown?
And so that's what I'm saying. So this country, America, the country we are in, you're also mother country that you're born in. So the people who look like me, that's what they call them. That is history. As you grow, you will learn the history of this country. Okay? And so you'll understand why they call them black. So if somebody calls you black, you're not black. They don't know because they don't know you. But once they come to know you, then they'll know like, oh, you're not black. So if you hear somebody call you an N-word, that is not you. It should not affect you. You understand? Because N-word is not who you are. If they say African B-word, that can be somebody it's just like using the F word. There can be a white B-word, a yellow B-word. So you have to realize black does not represent you. But blacks represent the black people that look like us who were born here. Do you understand? So we empathize. You can empathize with them. Like, oh, why do they call you black? Then we can learn about that history and, empathize and stand with them. But you guys are not black for this country. Do you understand? So if somebody's telling you, I am black, I'm proud, that is wrong notion. Not to you. We represent them. I can say I'm black and proud, but I'm standing with them. Do you understand? They are your friends. We are standing to fight that derogatory word. But it does not encompass you, even though the society will see you and they'll see you as black, but that's not what you are. Okay? So what you are, your software that makes you is the culture. And that's what you get in your mom's home with the food and the language, and that's what you get in your dad's home, and that's what you're attached to. So if you leave room to listen to other people from different culture, then you're going to cause a lot of problems for yourself, okay? Do you understand? You're going to be confused, and you don't want that. Like I say, now you're 10, when you get to 20, you'll be a different person, just like a tree. So that was not racism. That was just you having a conflict. And you're talking about you messing up. You didn't mess up, okay? That is us as parents messing up. As your parents, we have to watch over you. Do you understand? We have to make sure that we are giving you the right tool and walking you through the right path. Do you understand? Yeah. So color does not define you. And that's why the country America has defined the people that looks like us as blacks. So don't let other culture come and tell you about their experience. So if a black person, he has experience with the N-word or with being called black, and that sometimes it's a bad word for them, but not for you, okay? Because that's not what your culture is. You can never choose to be Korean because you're forever Korean. Or you can never choose to be Kenyan because you that's just who you are. Do you understand? Yeah. But you can choose if you want to stay in America. and learn that culture and embrace, like Thanksgiving. We don't make turkey, but now you'll probably be making turkey because mommy has a black boyfriend. Do you understand? Because that's him doing what his culture does. Do you understand? The Thanksgiving kind of thing, making turkey. What else did you eat? Gravy?
No, we didn't eat gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they had turkey, but we didn't eat.
Yeah, turkey. Have we ever made turkey in our house? Has your mom ever made turkey?
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Chris has.
Yeah, Chris has. Because Chris is black. And yeah, so that's his culture. Before you're like, he's nice to you. He's not nice to you. That's what he has to do. He has to. Chris, listen, if I have a girlfriend and my girlfriend is buying you stuff and taking good care of you, my girlfriend, you don't take that, even though my girlfriend is nice to you, he's not doing that at first. He's doing that because of me. Do you understand? And so Chris is doing that because he's being nice to your mom, because he has to. Okay? So you should never think like, oh, Chris is being nice to us. No, he's doing that to your mommy because he has to. For them, because they're in love and they're in a relationship, when your mommy goes, your mommy comes with you. Do you understand? Do you understand the summit? Yeah, you're part and parcel of your mommy. Okay? It's same as your dad. Me, when I have a girlfriend or wife, you're part and parcel of me. So whenever they're nice, they have to work to win your love, quote unquote love. Do you understand? So that's what happens. So did I answer that? So don't think that as racism and cry, when we are taking videos of you guys crying, it's not okay. And you will change. Because right now we are using your tears and your sorrow and your hurt to make money. So it's unfortunate. If I was to pull you out of YouTube, I'd do it. It's not, but because you're already on YouTube and I can't do anything, so what I do, we can do that and have you make money. And actually make your own money, not money for the family. Okay? But that is just my opinion. And do you remember you learned about copyright?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
It's like stealing somebody's art
Okay.
without their permission.
Without their permission. So we've always used you guys on YouTube since when you're born. That is copyright, according to Daddy. Do you understand? Because when you're born, we didn't ask you like, hey, Yuri, we are making YouTube videos and we're going to post you on YouTube. Can you let us post you on YouTube? Did we ask you? Did you ever say yes? You just grew up finding yourself on YouTube, right? And now you're like, oh, it's YouTube. So that's where Daddy is coming from. It's copyright. Do you know what copyright is? Did you understand what your sister said?
Like stealing art?
Yeah, like if you're using somebody's logo or image without their permission, that is
Like
copyright.
if you're making an app and then you use like the YouTube logo?
Yeah, if you use anybody's logo, or if you use like this computer, if you use this Apple logo to make stuff that make you money, it's copyright. So to me, to Daddy, in Daddy's mind, we've copyrighted you. And that's why I'm a big pusher, like, oh, if I'm gonna use you on my YouTube, I show you like, hey, this is how much money you make, and this is your money, and this is my money. And that's why you write it on your book. You understand? And so your money keeps growing. That way you don't have copyright. So that's my way. So remember though, what the N-word has nothing to do with you, okay? So never cry if somebody calls you N-word. Think of them as being jerks. They're naive, they don't know. They don't know what makes you, how beautiful you are, or where you're from, okay? So N-word, nothing to do with you. Black word has nothing to do with you, okay? And the African B word, that's normal. That's like using F word. If somebody calls you that, it's just because they're having a bad day. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So you have to be careful on what you listen, especially now that you have all these people coming into your life. If they're providing good love and making you happy, that is okay. Okay, that's what we want. But they're not doing that for you. Okay, they're doing that because if my girlfriend does that, it's doing that because she's with me, and later on they have to earn your love. Okay, but they're not doing that because Yuri, I love you so much. Especially if they have kids, their kids miss them. So when you grow up too, don't just meet a boyfriend and say, hi boyfriend, hi girlfriend, hey, come on, move with me, let's stay together. No. Okay, make sure you make the right choices. Okay, make sure you know your people and make the right choices, and always keep your culture and know who you are. Okay, that makes sense? Did I answer your question? Did I answer your questions too? Okay. Our goal is to try plant good seed.
How do you plant a seed?
How do we plant a seed? So whenever we bake together, whenever I tell you guys to do the dishes, how did you learn how to start baking or doing dishes or doing whatever you do?
I learned from my parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's do it instead.
Yeah. So you learn from your parents and then you keep doing it, right? So whenever we do that, that is a seed. So we're planting that seed. But now when you grow up, because you're going to change at 18, you're going to change when you're 25, your feelings change, your views change. When your mom plants seed and your dad plant this seed and they grow into branches, so when you get older, you have to parent yourself. So that's when now you start looking at this. You're like, okay, this branch, this is a good branch. I need it. You use it for your life. If you find a bad branch, you're like, no, that is bad. I don't need it. So that's what we parents and us, it's important to only listen to your parents because those are the people who truly love you. You understand? And wants the best for you, just like you want the best for others. But our intention, your mom and dad, we always want to plant the good seed. Do you understand? Right? But we all make mistakes. That's why there's disharmony. But we are always, our intention is to give you the good seed. That way when you're older, you have good stuff. Okay? You're a good person, the way it's called. Okay? Or if you meet other bad people or people who are having a wrong day, you can say, I understand, maybe you're having a wrong day. That's why you're talking like that. Do you understand? Yeah. So we try plant the good seed, and so it's up to you. Once you're older, you can choose those seeds. Do you understand? Yeah. I think that's it. All right. You want more? More what? You had any other question? You only had a question about Cheese Boy, why I call him Cheese Boy. And then, yeah, I wanted to talk to Yuri about, both of you about the N-word and being black. And let you know that that's not a representation of you.